So in this video, I'll be re-ranking the 7 deadly sins. I did make a ranking video in the past, but I deleted it because I used the cat feet for some of the sins, but I failed to realize that it was an illusion or a possible future and not reality, so those feats can't be used. Also, I'll be using all of the sins at their best forms, and in this ranking video, I'll be using everything each sin has to offer in a fight. So I'm accounting their power, speed, and abilities to see how it would match up against the sins below them in rank. Example, Sin 6 will be able to beat Sin 7 in a 1v1, and Sin 5 can beat Sin 6 and 7 in a 1v1. And I'll give you my reasons as to how and why. So someone like Escanor can lose to someone like Merlin due to the difference in abilities, but not power or speed. Do take notes that this isn't a power ranking video because not all the sins are power based and not all are hacks based, so I'll be including everything. So without further ado, sit back, relax, drink a cup of coffee, and enjoy the video. So I put Escanor Stone last because he lacks abilities, more so hacks abilities, and also his magic is really just straight dog water. Like, he is strong, don't get me wrong, but like, he is only Prime Demon King tier for like 1 minute till he becomes borderline useless, because his whole thing is to just overpower his opponent, and if that doesn't work, then GG, game over for him. He does have the one ultimate, but even that form is kinda ass, because if anything, it's more of a speed amp, because the Demon King can still damage him even in that version. Although that version of Escanor was able to blitz the Demon King 7 times over, and while he is in this form, he doesn't have that long to live, because he only has like, what, extra 2 minutes to live because he's burning through his life force. So I don't see him lasting that long against the next sin or any of the other sins after him. I think all of the other sins will be able to stall out until Escanor just burns away his life force, and at some point he just stands there and can't do anything. So anyways, let's get on to the next sin. So the reason why I put Diane above Escanor is because she was able to blow holes in the Supreme Deity who can damage the sins, including Sacred Treasure Pawn and King, who can tank attacks from the Prime Demon King, which would mean that she is equal to the Prime Demon King in terms of AP, and Sacred Treasure Diane in base can still damage the Supreme Deity. Also, since I'm using the sins in their strongest forms, Diane will be Droll Stanced Up, and she could use Heavy Metal, which drastically increases her durability, and she has Lightning Rod with her Sacred Treasure, which absorbs the magic attack and puts it in the ground. So although I don't see Diane being faster than Escanor, I do think she will be able to just stand there in her Heavy Metal form and Droll Stanced Up, amped, and just tank everything Escanor has to offer. And if she lands a hit on Escanor, then it's game over for him, especially if Diane amps her Sacred Treasure with her magic and gets 10 times stronger and faster, and then I'll be able to see that she would be able to like blitz Escanor. So let's get into the next sin. So for Merlin, I literally posted a Merlin versus Lucius video, so go and watch that video as to why Merlin negs Diane and Escanor in a 1v1. Hell, she could probably neg both of them at the same time. Anyways, let's just get on to the next person. So the reason why I put King above Merlin is because King has a AoE power nullification with Awakening Seed, which is him in his force field, and the force field scatters thousands of small light orbs in a large area, and that was able to instantly negate the brainwashing of Dubs' weapons, so he could neg Merlin's magic and one-shot her. Same thing for the other sins, they will also be affected by this ability. Also, King can split his Sacred Treasure into 6, and amp each one with magic. And remember, just one weapon with destroyer type magic is a 10 times increase. So imagine multiple weapons with this destroyer type magic and 10 times increase. So do the maths. Not to forget, but King has Disaster, which can manipulate life and death, and also can reopen wounds and make new wounds like small cuts into life-threatening wounds. So King could use this ability on Merlin's scar on her face and just possibly just like explode a massive wound on her face, and yeah, she won't be able to enchant anymore for a long time unless Elizabeth heals her. Anyways, let's get on to the next sin. I know what y'all are thinking. Bro is trolling. Why is Gowther at 3rd place? The audacity. But when I come to think about it, it's not like Gowther has this super hacks ability that can manipulate one's mind and body and senses. It's kind of sounds familiar. It kind of sounds like it's some type of an invasion ability of Gowther, but I don't know. Okay, I'll explain why. Right. So as I've just mentioned a few seconds ago, it's because of Invasion, his magical ability. The second I realized that he can cast an AoE illusion without even saying anything or doing anything, like in the Chandler fight when he did a combo move with King, Gowther was able to put Chandler in an illusion without him knowing, even though Chandler was looking at Gowther and paying attention to him, but he still was put in an illusion. But it's even worse now since he can do this illusion AoE, but with the range of a 10-mile radius. So unless the Sins have some type of mental resistance on this level, they'll just become Gowther victims. Honestly, they'll just become Gowther victims, right? And based off our knowledge, none of the Sins that I've mentioned prior to Gowther has some type of mental resistance on this level. To put it in simpler terms, for those of you that don't know what Invasion is, it's pretty much a fusion of Tsukiyomi, Kotomatsu Kame, and Aizen's Kyusuagetsu. I think I pronounced that right. But you know, Aizen's illusion, which manipulates all of the senses. So Gowther's illusion, right? Gowther's invasion ability, he can freely manipulate your mental world, but he can also manipulate your will, memories, emotions, and all of your senses. Not only that, he can turn off your magic like he did to the Demon King, and he also has auto tracking mode with his Sacred Treasure. So yes, the second any of the previous Sins tries to fight Gowther in a 1v1, it's a GG. It's like an Itachi thing where you're already caught in his Tsukiyomi, or you're already caught in Kyusuagetsu, or something like that. Anyways, let's go on to the next Sin. Of course, Bon will be second. I don't see anything Gowther could do against a guy who can conquer the harsh environments of Purgatory, where it can manipulate your soul and biology. Not only that, but you can only use your 6th sense, which means that the other 5 senses are practically useless. So I see Bon like no diffing Gowther. Like Gowther's illusions won't even work against Bon, and obviously Bon is faster and stronger. It's a no-brainer, especially when he can also amp his weapon with his magic and steal other people's physical abilities such as their power and speed. And also it's shown in Cursed by Light, that Ban can also absorb magic into his weapons, other people's magic. So Ban could just absorb the magic that's Gowther is using to affect him into his sword, and then use that against Gowther, and then it's just game over for Gowther. It's like, what can he do at that point? So the reason why Meliodas is at number 1 is because Meliodas is Meliodas. I don't think I need to explain why Meliodas violates his entire crew and their children, including Lancelot. 10 toes down for Meliodas, and he solos them, right? And if anybody who wants to debate me on this, right, my Discord will be in the description down below. So if you want to, or you could just want to have a normal conversation with me, Discord down below. And yeah, that's all I really wanted to say on this ranking video. What do you guys think on the ranking video? Do you agree, disagree? Do you have any issues? Let me know down below. And could you also like and subscribe to the channel? And that's all I have to say, so I'm out of here. Peace.